We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen.
A champion's work is never done, because when you win, you now have to make sure no one else but you will win. What is up, YouTube? I'm your friendly neighborhood Endman64, bringing you the next episode of MLB Power Pros. In the last episode, we won the World Series against the New York Mets with a decisive 10-0 victory. And while we did win it all, this episode will be all about making sure we can keep on winning in the future. So after Halloween comes and goes, now begins the off-season. First, with the award announcements. The off-season starts this month, so many things are happening. Today I'll talk about the luxury tax. Is that okay? Sure. There's a cap on the total player salaries for each team. The salary cap is shown on the free agent acquisition screen and the free agent negotiation screen. If the team's total salary exceeds the salary cap, the percentage of the excess is collected as a luxury tax at the end of January. Wait, so if the salaries are too high, we lose points? The intent of the luxury tax is not to punish, but to prevent players' salaries from getting too high overall, and to maintain some balance between teams. The points collected are then distributed to teams with low incomes. I see, so the points aren't just taken away. Right. It's up to each team whether they want to exceed the salary cap, so that's the GM's decision. But each time the cap is exceeded, the luxury tax is increased, so be careful. It's 22.5% of the excess the first time, 30% the second, and then 40% thereafter. Just make sure the luxury tax doesn't put the budget in the red. Don't worry. The awards will be announced this week, but are you familiar with the awards? These awards are announced in November after the season ends. What kind of awards are there? Both leagues have awards for Rookie of the Year and MVP. The Silver Slugger awards are given to the best hitters. They are awarded to 9 players from each league. Okay, I see. This year's league dividend points have been distributed. This year's award winners have been chosen. As for winners on our team, we had a total of 4. Interesting. For more info, go to Stats, Awards, Stats, Players, and Individual Titles. Thanks to such achievements, we've received a special bonus. I'll make sure to add that to your owner points. The list of players retiring this year. Let's see. We got a bunch of players who are retiring. Ryan Klesko, Damian Easley, Ramon Martinez, Mike Stanton, Mike Myers, Rudy Cianis, Russ Springer, Juan Castro, Chris Gomez, Kelly Stinnett. But some players are still eager to keep going. And thanks to our great performance in the playoffs, we got a ton. And I do mean a ton of points. So we are for sure in the black. So first, let's take a look at those awards we won. Let's see. Timmy won Rookie of the Year, which does not surprise me. Jamie Wright won MVP and the Cy Young, as he was, I for sure would say he's our most valuable player. Wayne won a Gold Glove for the Sea Dogs. That's fun. Natsui, Dye, but a lot of White Sox won awards. We won a Silver Slugger. Mike Piazza won the Silver Slugger for the DH, so that must have been our 4th award. And then World Series MVP was he of the Devil Magic, Ryan Church. Well, that's all we need to know for that. But now we move on to the more interesting aspects of the offseason. What we call negotiations, contract renewals. So it's time for salary negotiations again this year. You do know what salary negotiations are, don't you? That's where we decide on next season's salary for each player based on their performance this season, right? That's right. Today I'll explain how it's done. The new salary is set between the second week of November and the first week of December. These players have given their all for their team this year, so please set their salaries in accordance with their performance. But remember to keep an eye on the salary cap as well. Okay. So we will be giving contracts to players who have expiring contracts. There will be young rookies who will be wanting to get more money for this upcoming season. Then you'll have other players who just want more money in general. Some players that are going to be approaching free agency. This is the list of all the players that are going to be looking for and expecting more money from us this year. As you can see, the list is pretty big, but I think we can handle it. Brett Myers wants less money, so I will ink him to a 2-year, $4 million contract. That is what I'm going to offer him. Scott Kazmir wants more money, and he probably deserves it after the year he had for us. So I'll let him have that money he's asking for. Ian Snell wants less money. Had pretty much the same season outside of not the win totals not being that good, so we'll leave him there. Jamie Wright had the year of his life, so I don't imagine we'll have to worry about him. But for the sake of argument, I will give him $7 million and 5 years. Oh no, I keep that 7 years, $5 million offered. Okay. JD's gonna get a salary increase as he was second in ERA. Maya, Vargas, Snare. Who's Snare, actually? No, he can stay. He's good. League, Peralta, McBride. Of course, they all get their salary increases. Actually, we could just sign Brett Myers in the free agent pool. So I think we're going to cut Brett Myers for now. Just in case I find a player that's better. Peralta, McBride all get either more or less than what they had the year prior. Mike Piazza had a great year for us, so I think we'll give him $13 million in 2 years. He was our best hitter after all, so I think we'll offer him that much. Andrew gets a nice fat bonus. Maury gets a nice bonus. Joe Kelly, our guy, didn't really do much this year, so he's going to lose some salary, but that's fine. Estrella didn't do much. Timmy led the league in stolen bases, so he's definitely getting a salary increase. Russell's got muscle, had a much better overall year than he had the year prior. I'll go $2.5 million over 3 years for him. If he accepts it. He does not have to accept it, though, mind you. And as for everybody else, I think those salaries are pretty damn good. Even Ryan Church. Okay, so we have a few weeks to determine if we want to sign more guys or ink them to more contracts. But they do not have to sign them. So just know that they're not always guaranteed to sign the contracts you give them. And in some cases, it might actually be beneficial for you not to sign them to contracts. But if there's a player you desperately want, we'll go 13.5 for 2 years. That's all I'm willing to offer you, Piazza. But if there is a player that you want to re-sign, don't worry. If they do leave for free agency, for some strange reason, they don't include them in the... For some strange reason, they don't include the players in the free agent pool when you can sign them, which is very weird in my opinion, but... Alright, these three, our guys, are not going to re-sign with us. That could be problematic for us. If we don't... These guys were pretty much our whole offense, so... I don't know why... We're giving them what they want, but I don't know why they don't want to re-sign. We'll go 1.5 million for Marcus Timms. We'll go 4 years. Church, you're still getting your 1 year, $1 million. We'll give Piazza what he wants, the 1 year deal. If they don't want that, then that's on them. Let's see. Can you tell me what a free... Oh, someone did leave, so I wonder who left. Can you tell me what a FA means? It's a system that allows players to contract freely with any team. A player who has been in the major leagues for 6 seasons earns that right. So to build up the team quickly, we should get good free agent players, right? That's true. But every team is looking for good free agent players, so their salaries will be high. It's a critical decision for the team, so please choose players carefully. I see. Also, if a player on our team earns the right to become a free agent during the offseason, their salary will be driven up during the next contract negotiation, so be careful. How do I negotiate with a player who has declared free agency? First, select the free agent you want to negotiate with, then set the offer amount. Alright, so we lost one player. Marcus Timms. Alright, so Carlos Guillen of the Tigers is a free agent. Corey Patterson of the Orioles is a free agent. Jermaine Dye from the White Sox is a free agent. All right. None of those guys really fit into what I want for the team. But if the man, the myth, the legend is done with us, then I guess we should just move on from there. All right, there is a list of free agents, as you can see here. Sometimes it'll be high, sometimes there'll be a lot of names on there, sometimes there won't be a lot of names on there. In our case, we really need a starting pitcher, and there really doesn't seem to be many good options. We could also use a first baseman for the bench, but I think I'm going to use Scott Spezio for that. So what we really need now is a good outfielder, since Carlos Guillen decided he was going to quit on us. And this is where the good free agents start coming in. Cliff Floyd would be a decent option for a one-year deal. Corey Patterson's 28 years old. Andrew Jones is 30. Wow, we have a lot of good options here. But we should focus on our needs first, and we really need a starting pitcher. The best one here would probably be Carlos Silva. So we'll go $9 million for 4 years for Carlos Silva. See if we can get him. We also could use some bullpen help. Freddie Garcia would actually not be too bad either. So let's see if we can get both of them. Oh no, wait, no, I don't want that much. We'll go 3 years for Freddie Garcia, and we'll go Carlos Silva as well. If we get them both, then that's extra. That means we don't have to sign, what's his name? I do want some bullpen help, though, so I am going to go for Eric Gagne. We'll go $6.5 million for 2 years. We don't need any backup catchers. We could use a backup first baseman, but I'm going to do Spezio for that. And the only other thing I can think of that we really need is a backup outfielder. And my vote is... could go Bobby Abreu. We have a max payroll of $148 million, so we could realistically put anybody we want out there. We can go for Andrew Jones if we want. And since it doesn't really matter, sure, why not? We'll go $14 million for 5 years for Andrew Jones. Alright, and the first round of free agent negotiations is over. Who'd we get? Andrew Jones! We didn't get the starters, which can be a bit of a problem, but we got our big free agent, and that is Andrew Jones. He will be manning center field for us for a very long time. We didn't get Gagne, but we did get Andrew Jones, and that is probably the big piece. Let's see. We need to go for a backup reliever, so we'll go with Scott Linebrink as our backup option here. We'll go $2.5 million for 2 years of Scott Linebrink. Who's the pitcher we were going for? It was Freddie Garcia and somebody else, but I think it was Carlos Silva. Yeah, it's Carlos Silva left, so with that in mind, we kind of need to get a starter here, so I will get Freddie Garcia for 5 years. Those two. And any infielders, we could probably sign a first baseman to a short-term contract. Mike Lamb could be a decent bat off the bench. I guess. Sure. Any other relievers we're looking at? I think that's it. And we got Garcia and Lamb. Okay, so we didn't get our bullpen piece, but we did get a reliable arm for us. And a guy for the bench. So our payroll jumped up to $73 million. So that pretty much means we can do whatever we want this offseason. Well, the rest of this offseason. I don't understand. I don't understand what they're doing with this roster here, though. I will show you what we're going to do with this roster in a bit. But right now, since that was the last bit of negotiations, it's time for the new year. Last year's financials, we were well over the luxury tent. We were well over the black line, so we were more than successful for this year. That's all that matters, really. So in the lead up to spring training, you can sign free agents and make trades now. So you don't have to worry about losing out on guys or things like that. So for argument's sake, I'm going to bring Marcus Timms back. But Brett Myers I'm going to let stay in free agency since we replaced him with Freddie Garcia. Now to build the proper roster, we're going to need... They want us to go with a full-on thing like this, so... first things first, Van Heck is gone. We'll get Marcus Timms. He's probably going to be starting left field for us. Enox, we're probably going to let be in AAA for a little bit until he can learn to play some other positions. Joe is going to be in AAA. Piazza joins the roster every day. Berg is our backup catcher. So Fried can stay in the minors and develop a bit. Alright, so let's see. West is our starting shortstop. Bailey need to replace as a reliever. I think that just about does it. However, considering we have a bunch of players now, we could probably afford to make some oh my god, I don't need me in there right now either. We can probably afford to start making some trades for some better bullpen pieces now. So I think that's exactly what we're going to do. We need a good bullpen piece. So the Padres are usually known for a good bullpen. So let's see if we can poach someone from them. Claude Meredith, eh? Let's see if we can get him. The deal I'm looking for, I'm going to offer you, since we don't need him anymore, our starting center fielder. Nah, just kidding. We're going to do our starting left fielder. Oh, they don't really seem keen to jump on that. Okay. Dodgers. Not really a big bullpen pieces there. Not a lot for the Giants either. Arizona. Valverde. How about Jose Valverde? Jose Valverde for Whiteman? Nope. How about Enox? Oh, wow. They do not want to part with bullpen pieces, these guys. So how about LaTroy Hawkins? For Enox. Yeah, they do not want him at all. Okay, wow. Nobody wants to part with their bullpen guys. Got Proctor. You want to part with him? I'll give you a center fielder. Nope, okay. You can negotiate with guys and try to make trades now. Expect that there will be some very bizarre trades in the future. So, no one's been making trades. That's weird. Alright, so first things first, you want to set up your team for the next year. We're going to go right, JD, Garcia, Casimir, Snell, or Casimir, Garcia, Snell, which puts Vargas in the swingman role, Mallet in the middle reliever role, McBride is one of our setup men, along with Joel Peralta, Campbell and Lee are mop-up men, and then Joel Sumaya is our closer. That takes care of that. Ryan Church is a sub we take out. Ford is a pinch hitter, pinch runner. I don't need the sub thing there. I don't know why you're a defensive replacement. Scott Spezia will be a pinch hitter and defensive replacement. Defensive replacement for Schneider. Lamb will be a pinch hitter. Timms will be a pinch hitter if we need it, but I think he's going to be our starting left fielder. There you go. And now the batting order is the most important part. So Timmy will still be leading off. I think we will put Ryan Church in right field batting second. We'll have Andrew Jones bat third. Actually, we'll put there Andrew Jones probably bat fifth. So we'll go Timmy. I don't want two lefties back to back, so tricky situation we got here. We'll go. Yeah, I think we'll go Timmy, Church, Jones, Jones, Piazza, Branyan, Timms, Andrew, Schneider, West. I think that's a good lineup. And then Timmy, Church, Jones, Branyan, Timms, Andrew. Yeah, I think that's fair. Good lineup there. And basically from this point on, all you have to worry about is the potential offseason moves. Pirates want to make a trade with us. All for my backup outfielder? The Pirates are cost-cutting, I guess. Marte, Freddie Sanchez was a really good hitter for us. And Sharpless is never got anything, so you know what? I think we can do this trade. Gives us a bunch of pieces to work with, at least. That means we could also move Freddie Sanchez if we really want to. Or one of the other guys like Scott Spezio. Or we could put Timmy at... I think that's an even better idea. Put Timmy at shortstop and then let Freddie Sanchez be our number... Oh, that is a perfect lineup, actually. The Pirates might have literally just saved my bacon here. Oh my god, I think they might have saved my bacon here. Okay, so first things first. Timmy switches to shortstop. Freddie Sanchez jumps to the 2 slot. We can put Church batting 3. Piazza 4. Branyan 5. Jones 6th. Tim 7th. Schneider 8. Andrew 9. That is a brilliant first lineup. Oh my god, that is beautiful. And now we can maybe trade for a bullpen piece. Oh my god, that is perfect. This literally could not have gone better for us. So now we can do this, and this, and this, and beautiful. Alright, so now we could try trading for a bigger bullpen piece now. Let's see. Cleveland, do you have any good bullpen pieces for us? Betancourt. Ooh, I want Jason Davis, actually. I'll take him. But I have a lot of options for you to pick from for players. You want my starting shortstop from last year? You want Josh Sharpless? And you want my starting left fielder from last year? Oh, we'll offer it anyway. They don't have to accept it, but hey, it would be nice. Probably not going to accept it at this rate, but hey, nothing wrong with that. Alright, it's time for spring training. The trade did not go through, it looks like. And I don't know why Atlanta wants to trade us their backup backup first baseman. For who did they want for him? Estrella? No, thank you. But, Atlanta, do you have a good bullpen piece for me? You have Papeldouche, but I don't want Papeldouche. You do have a very good bullpen. How long is Rivera under contract? 1 year? Can I swing a trade for Mariano Rivera? Let's see, do you want me? You don't want nothing? Okay. Let's try Whiteman. We'll try Sharpless, and we'll try West. Or Estrella. How about Gonzalez then? Nope. How about Wickman? No. How about Papeldouche? You don't want anything from me. Okay. We are the defending world champs, which I get, but come on, you should want to do something with us. Ooh, Chad Cordero would be a good piece, actually. Alright, so we'll offer Whiteman. We'll offer Estrella. We'll offer Sharpless. If we don't get it, we don't get it. Do we have any other? Yeah, we don't have any other. Okay. I would really like another bullpen piece. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get it. But, at the very least, I can show you a bit about spring training before we wrap up this portion of the LP. Nope, we didn't get him. Oh, well. This basically just explains the other spring training practices we'll get to take part in. I will give you a basic rundown. All of the extra things that were blacked out before, we can now take part in if we want. So if we want a player to get a position change, for example, we can have Scott Spezio learn how to play first base, which would make it more useful to us. Or we can have other players learn other things or stuff like that. The point is now is when you get them to get their stat buffs that will make them the players you want them to be. So if there's anything you want your team to change out right now would be the time to do it. Because they're going to get big stat buffs from this point on. So since there's going to be no worry about anybody's fatigue getting settled in yet, now is the time to set up your team for any success you want to have in the future. So if you want a guy to have a better wipeout pitch, if you want a guy to learn how to throw harder, if you want to teach him how to learn a breaking ball, that would be nice. For our sake, we probably want JD to be able to have better stamina, so that's probably what he's going to be doing. Jason Vargas, the same thing. Piazza, since he's our DH, we're just going to have him learn to keep hitting. Jones doesn't really need anything, so we'll just let him learn defense. Freddie Sanchez, who's our big piece here. We'll have him just field. Mike Lamb, I want to be a better hitter, so we'll have him learn trajectory. The same with Ryan Church. So instead of just hitting line drives, they'll start hitting the cover off the ball. Move forward, we'll have him learn center field. The man, the myth, the legend. Since he's probably going to take over for DH for us after this year, we'll probably have him do that. Freddie Garcia, we'll have him work on his curveball. Joel Peralta, we will also have him work on his curveball. Enox, we will have him work out fielding. Let's see. Whiteman, we'll have him learn other outfield positions in case we need some replacements. Sharpless, I guess we'll have you do stamina. Not like it really matters. Jamie Wright, you're under contract for years now, so we don't have to worry about you. We'll do a changeup for Ian Snell. We'll do breaking ball for him. Andrew will have learn defense. So no one should have any fatigue, so that's the good thing. And with these first 2 sessions of spring training coming in, you're about to see some major stat buffs. As you can see here, everyone's going to start getting big points because that's what they're working on at this point. Brandon Lee can now throw 99 miles an hour. Piazza's learning how to hit better. So is Schneider, Bird. Andrew finally has D for arm strength. Lamb learning to hit. Fran Sanchez is learning to field. Timmy's learning to field. Brandon's learning to hit better. Spezio's trying to learn first base. Blue's trying to learn center field. Everybody's getting slowly better. Eventually, we will be at the point where our team will be ready to go for opening day. Now, they're not going to get, like, jacked stats very quickly. So if that's what you were hoping for, you're probably going to have to do something else. But hey. Let's see. Everybody's who I want them to be, which is good. And with that in mind, we'll just do one more thing before spring training truly kicks in. Alright, so there we go. Everyone's becoming better, bit by bit, bit by bit. Schneider. The big guns were the position changes, so Scott Spezio knows how to play first base now, which means we have extra incentive to have him play multiple times, or we could just have players get some days off, which is very important for us. Well, would be important for us if the session of the LP wasn't coming to an end, but we got what we wanted. We won the World Series. We had a very productive offseason, getting Freddie Garcia and Andrew Jones, which should really help us out. Now it's March. We're scheduled to play in the Cactus League this month. It's time to start putting all the training we did in February to good use. We didn't spend any money, we didn't lose any money, so we're not in the black or the red. But this is where the spring training games come in. The points mean nothing, the games mean nothing. This is all about trying to figure out how players are going to benefit, change, and evolve from this point on. However, this is also, unfortunately for us, where our part in this LP comes to an end. Because, as you would imagine, now is the time to conclude season mode here. Because honestly, from this point on, the rest of the game is a game loop. If there's things you want, pieces you need, now is your opportunity to acquire them. But for the sake of argument, we are 100% done with season mode, at least in the original game, which leaves us with not a whole lot left to do. We have what I will be considering the halfway points to get to. One final thing to take a look at. And that is a special game that I will be watching instead of participating in. That, of course, being a special all-star game of sorts. What is that all-star game going to be? Well, you'll just have to wait and see. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm your friendly neighborhood Nman64, and I will see you guys next time. Until we meet again, my lovelies, sayonara.